parlor whenever you're going to have a family visit. Other times you just look awful. You can't have a compact or lipstick or anything made out of metal because they're afraid you'll swallow it.
Oh, I think she looks just splendid, don't you, George?
Well, can't we talk to her without the nun for a minute?
Oh, I'm sure it'd be all right, too, sister.
Excuse me, Sister Felicity. This is my mother, Mrs. Holly, and my brother George.
How do you do?
How do you do?
This is Sister Felicity.
Oh, we are so glad that Catherine's at St. Mary's and so grateful for all you're doing for her.
We do the best we can for her, Mrs. Holly.
I'm sure you do. Well, I wouldn't mind if we just have a little private chat without Kathy.
I'm not supposed to let her out of my sight.
Oh, hell, it won't take but just a minute, and we'll call you. You can sit out in the hall or in the garden, and we'll call you right after the private part while the talk is over.
Jesus! What are you up to, huh, sister? Are you trying to ruin us?
George, be quiet. You are upsetting your sister.
How elegant George looks.
Yes, he inherited Sebastian's wardrobe, but everything else is in probate. Did you know that? That absolutely everything else is in probate, and Violet can keep it in probate just as long as she wants to.
Where is Aunt Violet?
George, come back here. Violet's on her way down.
Yeah, Aunt Violet has an elevator now.
Oh, yes, she has. She has just over the back stairs where I insist it is the cutest little thing you ever did see. Why, it's all paneled with Chinese lacquer, black and gold Chinese lacquer with lovely bird pictures on it. There's just no room for two people at a time in it. George and I came down on foot. I think she's up there having her frozen daiquiri. She still has a frozen daiquiri, probably at 5 o'clock every afternoon in the world in warm weather. Sister, Sebastian's horrible death just about killed her. She's slightly better, but it's just a question of time. Dear, you know, I'm sure you understand why we didn't come visit you out at St. Mary's. They told us you were too disturbed, and the family visit would just disturb you even more. But I want to assure you that nobody, absolutely nobody in the city knows a thing about what you've been through, do they, George? Not a thing. Why, not soul even knows you're back from Europe. When they ask, when they inquire, why, we just tell them you stayed abroad to study something or other. Now, sister, I want you to please be very careful what you say to your Aunt Violet about what happened to Sebastian in the Cabeza de Loco.
What do you want me to say about what?
Just don't repeat that fantastic tale. For George's sake, for my sake, for the sake of your brother and your mother, just don't repeat that horrible story again. Not to Violet, anyway.
I'm going to have to tell Aunt Violet what happened to her son in Cabeza de Lobo?
Oh, honey, that's why you're here. She insisted on hearing the whole thing straight from you.
You were the only witness to it, Kathy.
Oh, no, there were others that ran.
Oh, sister, you just had sort of a little nightmare about it all. Now, sister, listen to me, will you? Sebastian has bequeathed to you and George in his will
50 grand to each of us. Each after taxes. Get it?
Yes, but if they give me an injection, I won't have any choice but to tell what happened in Cabeza de Lobo last summer. Don't you see? I won't have any choice but to tell the truth. It makes you tell the truth because it shuts something off that might make you able not to. And every everything comes out decent or not decent. You have no control. It's always the truth.
Oh, now, Catherine, darling, I don't know the whole story, but surely you are not so sick in your head as to believe it. In your heart, that story that you're telling, why, it's just too
Kathy, you got to forget that story, can't you, for your 50 grand?
Because if Violet contests the will, and we know she will contest the will, she can keep it tied up in the courts forever. And
It's in probate now. And it'll never get out of probate until you drop that story. Now, we can't afford to hire lawyers good enough to contest it. So, if you don't stop telling that crazy story, we won't have a pot to cook greens in.
Don't laugh like that. It's Catherine.
The money is all tied up. If Aunt Vi decides to contest Sebastian's will that leaves us all this cash, am I coming through to you?
Yes, little brother, you are.
You see, Mama? She's crazy as a coyote. We won't see a single damn penny. Honest to God, we won't. So you just got to stop telling that story, sister, about what you say happened to cousin Sebastian in Cabeza and Lobo, even if it is what it couldn't be. True. You got to drop it, sister. You can't tell such a story to civilized people in a civilized, up-to-date country.
Kathy, why did you ever invent such a tale?
I didn't invent it. I know it is a hideous story, but it is a true story of our time and the world we live in, and what did happen to cousin Sebastian in Cabeza and Lobo last summer.
Oh, then you are going to tell it. Mama, she is going to tell it, right? And by lose us 100,000. Kathy, you are a bitch. I repeat it, a bitch. She's no more crazy than I am. She's just perverse. Was always perverse.
George, now, there's no way for you to talk to your sister now. You go right over there and you apologize to sister. You tell your sweet little sister that you are sorry you spoke like that to her.
Kathy, I'm sorry.